Yo, what up guys, welcome back to Patch.
Welcome back.
Yes, and today we're going to be reviewing the Razer Deathadder V2 Mini. Super long name, but as you guys know, the Deathadder is one of the most popular game mice.
Yeah, it's super popular. I mean, everyone's been using this guy, especially when they brought the price down for the Deathadder Elite to, I believe it was $20 during Black Friday, and then it's running about $30 right now.
Damn.
Now this guy, the V2 Mini, is coming in at $50. So higher than the Viper Mini. But if you prefer an ergonomic shape, the one we all know and love is right here. So this is the Deathadder Mini.
And if you guys want to get it, if there is a link available, we'll leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the shape. And the shape, obviously, it's an ergonomic shape like Lucas just said. And it's super small. Like, it's very small. That's why it's called a mini, right?
Yeah.
And my hands are like medium sized. And my fingers, look at how much my fingers hang off, guys. This is a tiny mouse. I mean, if you're gonna palm grip, and palm grip is usually what you want for an ergonomic shape, then you're probably gonna need to have like a really small hand. I mean, I guess if you don't mind your fingers hanging off a little bit, and you have a medium sized hand, that should be fine. But also, if you fingertip grip, I had no issues with it.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, even with palm grip for me, I mean, it's a little uncomfortable because I've got larger hands. I've got very large hands.
Yeah.
They sort of go way off the edge.
Yeah.
But I mean, with this guy, I prefer to fingertip, but palming honestly wasn't really uncomfortable for me when I was just browsing or anything. My fingers do hang off the edge, but again, it's a mini version of a mouse, so that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But the reason it seems so miniature is because when you compare it to like the regular Deathadder, dude, that mouse was fat.
That
thing
was a big
thick.
mouse. Yeah, exactly. And if you look at the arch is it's a little slanted, but it's not as slanted as the skull, right? I would say it's a little bit more in between, you know? And then as far as the actual arch, it's more in the middle of the mouse as well. So, I mean, I had no issues with it. I just needed to get a little bit more comfortable with it as far as the ergonomic shape goes, because I usually use an ambidextrous shape, which mainly my FK2. But like, it's actually really comfortable. My ring finger rests here on the side. It's more like, it's not super wide, it's more narrow. You know what I'm saying? So it felt pretty comfortable to fingertip grip.
Yeah, and it's not something we see very often, but this one, because it's ergonomic, it has a very inward sort of dip in here. It's very concave on the side, which makes it super comfortable, which is weird because it's ergonomic, which is typically meant for, you know, palm, but even fingertip, when you get your fingers on it, it's just super comfortable with the positioning where all of your fingers just naturally are going to rest on this guy. Super nice.
Yes.
I love the feel. And the switches on this guy, as far as the mouse switches, are great too. They're very
Really?
tactile.
You liked it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? No, I didn't like it that much. For me, it's like your typical Razer mouse, where it's just like, it's a little mushy, you know? It's a little, like, it's a little too soft for me in my taste. You know, I use a FK2, and I really like using my Haiti as well, which are very tactile, which have very tactile mouse clicks. So when I was switched to this mouse, I definitely noticed a difference. Obviously, like, but then like, you know, using this mouse for like an hour or two, I definitely got used to it. So it's not a huge deal, but then like, switching back to my other mice, I was like, oh, yeah, I noticed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely very light clicks. So if you're in the market for heavy, you won't find it here. But the light clicks, very good for jitter clicking, things like that. So I had no issues with the switches. I like them, and I was going from the Viper Mini to this, so I didn't have any problems there. And I was also switching off between a couple other mice as well.
Yes, and also if you guys look at the mouse 1 and 2, there is a nice concave shape, so you can rest your fingers there, and it won't move. So that feels nice. As far as the scroll wheel goes, it's very tactile. It feels nice. I like it. And then the side buttons, they kind of rest over your thumb just a little bit. But you're never really gonna accidentally click it. And as far as the buttons go, I really like the side buttons. Why don't you guys put the side buttons on the mouse 1 and 2? This is very tactile. It feels great. I would say it's a little too easy to click though. Like, there's really no pre-travel for me. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful for that. But I didn't really experience any like misclicks. I don't really do misclicks all too much, but you know, the side buttons are really nice for me.
Now you do have a DPI button right in the middle. However, there's no indicator for the DPI.
Not a huge deal.
Except for yourself.
Yeah.
When you move it around.
Yeah.
So if you really want to adjust your DPI, you'll have to download Razer Synapse and get that all set up to your DPI. But most people will be using something along the lines of
400,
anywhere from 400, 800, 1200, so on. But there's no indicator, which is strange.
You're not gonna use a 32,000 DPI, dude?
No.
Why not? It's like it's the new mouse that has a 32,000 DPI sensor.
This one only goes up to 8500 DPI, which is not an issue whatsoever. That is perfect. I am fine with that.
Yeah.
I just remember there was that time when everyone was advertising like 32,000 DPI,
Yeah,
but
no one's gonna do that, you know.
As far as the skates go, we're rocking pure PTFE skates on there. The sensor, however, really weird, 3359. Not
So
3360,
Yeah.
but 3359.
And it's not their. Razer usually has their patented like sensors as well, you know, like their own proprietary sensor. But I guess they're just using standard issue in this one.
But we're only joking about the name. It's honestly, it feels like a gaming mouse. It's very responsive. No issues to speak of there. Didn't feel like there was any latency or anything like that.
And then for the cord, they're calling it their SpeedFlex cable. It's a very nice cord. You know, you're really not gonna notice it at all when you're playing. You just kind of notice it if it snags on something. But
It's a little bit looser than the others,
Yeah.
from what I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad thing or a good thing, just
Yeah.
something I noticed. So as far as the weight goes, we are advertising 62 grams, which I'm sure is plus or minus 1 or 2 for the cord.
Yeah, 62 grams on the dot.
On the dot.
Exactly.
Very good.
Yeah, super light. There's no holes also, so Razer's just flexing on everybody. They can make this. How much do you think they can shut off of this if they put some holes in it?
I don't know.
Not that much, I don't think. Like 2 grams, 3 grams, right? From just holes?
I'm sure they'll do it eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I hope they don't. I'm kind of tired of the holes, you know?
I'm definitely sick of that design as well.
Exactly.
But what will add a little bit more weight is it comes with a little grip tape for the sides and the mouse 1 and 2, which is nice. And they're actually going to be releasing this grip tape for sale on their website for a couple other mice. For the Viper, Viper Ultimate, Basilisk Ultimate, Basilisk V2, Basilisk X Hyperspeed, the Viper Mini, and the Deathadder V2 Mini, along with the Deathadder V2 regular.
Alright, moving on to the build quality and durability of this mouse. It's incredible. There's absolutely no, mouse wobble or anything anywhere on this mouse. I actually came to love this texture, this grainier texture that Razer, it's kind of patented. It's just what they do as far as texture goes on their mice. It really doesn't leave any type of oils or anything from your fingers. And it feels great, it's pretty grippy.
As far as what I think of the finish, again, I feel like Razer, honestly, over the past few years has been really showing their sort of mastery in making mice, because they've been in the game for so long. Because back in, I want to say 2014, was when I bought my first Naga. I had a lot of issues with build quality and quality control on it. I remember I had to keep getting a new one almost every year, but they're really showing their mastery now. I mean, these things are built really sturdy. There's no wobble in any of the mice we've used lately. It's very impressive. Yeah. So props to them on that. They've been really up in their game a lot, especially flexing on everyone. When everyone's putting the holes in the mice and trying to get them all light, they come out, they hit them with the Viper with no holes in it.
Yeah, and then the Viper Mini and all that.
Yep.
So it's awesome. And then moving on to the RGB, there is no RGB on this mouse besides the logo, and your hand's gonna cover that up. So there's really no point.
But it's there.
Yeah, okay, cool. And then as far as software goes, obviously there's Razer Synapse, which most people don't like. It's not as bothersome as it used to be. But of course you can change your DPI, you can remap buttons and all that, so it's basically just your typical mouse software, right?
They do actually have onboard memory profile that you can adjust as well. So if you are really not a fan of Synapse, you can just download it to get everything set up, download it on board, and then you never have to worry about it because it's stored on the mouse at that point. So no issues there.
So wrapping things up, I mean, the original Deathadder Elite I didn't like because it was so big, and it wasn't super heavy or anything. It just felt really bulky in my hand. So I was like a little skeptical when I got this, but then I was using it and the shape is really, really nice. I enjoyed the mouse. One thing I would improve is, of course the buttons. But if you like softer buttons, then this is a great choice. But personally for me, I don't really enjoy it as much as like a more tactile click, you know?
Yeah, so I've never even seen a small ergonomic mouse before this. So immediately when I picked it up, my brain was like, this is different, don't like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it definitely took some time for me to adjust to it, but I really, really like it now. It's just super comfortable with where your fingers all rest on there, as I said, going over the shape and everything. It's super comfortable. I love the buttons. The side buttons are great. Everything about it is super quality. And especially getting the grip tape on there and just how light the mouse is. So it's a really great option for $50. You can't really go wrong. $50, you can't go wrong. So I'd say this is a cop for sure.
Yes, exactly. So the global launch of this mouse will be July 9th. So if a link to purchase this mouse is available, we'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. That's our review. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.